Good day, everyone. This time I decided to make a video because a lot of you are sending me messages regarding the dimensioning of your drawing, especially those with different scale other than 1 is to 100. So you're familiar already with 1 is to 100, and this time around I'll be teaching you on how to do a dimensioning for a different scale in your drawing. So here I have a different uh, setup of dimension, ranging from 1 is to 100, 1 is to 75, 1 is to 50, 1 is to 40, 1 is to 30, 1 is 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 1 is to 2, and 1 is to 1. 1 is to 1 is the very big drawing, or it will appear bigger in your drawing when you make or you set up into that certain scale. But by looking through the screen or in your monitor, it looks very small. So this is actually how will it look when you already set up your drawing. So this time I will be teaching you on how to use this lower or bottom left of your screen. You have here the uh, model space, and then the other one is layout, which is we call this as the paper space. So for the model space, okay, this is basically the setup wherein you will start drawing any elements of your whatever is your uh, drawing is. And then the layout is where you're going to set up your printouts or how you gonna print your drawing. So here in my example, I've already set up multiple paper space. So let me start with the new one, with the from the beginning rather. Okay, so I will delete this one. Okay, so I think I move. Let me go back to the model space first. I think I've moved uh, the one I've set up earlier. So let me go back to this one first. Okay, so that when I open the layout, because I already make it ready for you. Okay, so it's appearing now. Uh, okay, this is how it works. Your drawing setup is being uh, prepared to fit in. I mean, your drawing to fit in a given paper size, which is if you go back again to the paper space, when you created your paper space, you measure this as how much. This is actually, I think it's about 76 uh, 200. I think I rounded it off, so we will make it 76,200. Okay, so take note about that, because we will I will explain that one by one. And then for the height, the size or the height of your drawing paper is 50,800. Okay, so technically these dimensions are the width and the length, the or rather the height of your paper. So which is, if you convert this is equivalent to 20 inches by 30 inches papers size. All right. So using the layout, we will set up our drawing space or paper space with that size. So uh, since we already set up our drawing into 1 is to 100, so we will, instead of 76,200, we will make the dimension of our paper here as 762 for the length here, and then for the height, instead of 50,800, we will make it 508 only, 508. So take note of this. Using a command multi-view or MV, okay, so it's multi-view, okay, you will start from 00, okay, so that is our 00. uh, Enter the size, the 762 first, so you will type at, we will be using the coordinate system 762, and then type comma, it will transfer to the y-axis, so our y-axis will be 508. Enter. Okay, so as you can see, after I use the command multi-view and set up the paper size, everything inside this model space appears on that setup. You see, so this is the procedure when you set up the scale. So what you will do, you just double click your mouse inside the multi-view area like this one. Okay, so as you notice, my mouse now is inside that box. So technically I need to set the drawing content inside these boxes only. Outside of this box will be considered as out of the picture, or if I will print, uh, then I will put a limit from this or limited to this box. So those are outside the box will not be included during the printout. Alright, so then take note, we come inside already to this paper space. So take a look below here, these symbols or these figures are the scale. So your scale will appear here. So since I have already set up this drawing paper with multiple or different scale, when I press this triangular shape, everything that I set up are already here. So starting from 1 is to 1, 1 is to 2, 1 is to, I think when I set also 5, then 10, 15, 20, 25, I think we have 30, 40, 50, 75, and 100. So all these dimensions except I think this 1 is to 4, I have already prepared those dimensions. Okay, so when you click one of these, this view will change. Okay, so I already our drawing paper is set to 100, 1 is to 100. So if I click 1 is to 100, check what will happen. 1 is to 100. Okay, so the view becomes bigger, but the problem is the drawing paper is not set at the center. Okay, so if you want to put it at the center, okay, take note, I will zoom in first. Okay, you can do this. By the way, we will remove this one. I use this only when I check the size. You can either use zoom command, so zoom, enter, and then click these corners, and then your drawing is positioned exactly at the center. And look at below here, because our drawing paper inside the model space is being set to 1 is to 100. So exactly when I type in or make the multi-view uh, with the same size with our model space measurements, automatically it the scale is being set to 100. So meaning exactly when we print this out, all this will appear. Okay, so in order not to touch that or change this view, you can look for the symbol, the padlock. Then you can set this to lock. You just click and then it will be locked. So whatever you do here, even you zoom in and you zoom out, okay, it will not change anymore. It is already fixed. And then all you need to do, how to come out with that box, is bring your mouse outside the box and then click. So you notice now that you cannot click this drawing anymore because this drawing is actually inside that box. So if you'll not go inside this multi-view box, you cannot alter or change the content of your drawing. Even the title blocks you cannot edit. But to go back there again, you just double click. Okay, so you can zoom in and zoom out without changing any scale, because as I said, we already locked it. So but this time you can modify your drawing because you're already inside. So it is like a similar scene when you are inside your model space. All right, so that's how you set up your drawing using the multi-view command. Okay, so that's for the 1 is to 100 scale. So here I have shown a different scale in that I've set up inside the model space. So which it varies in size. So 100 is bigger and then 1 is to 1 here is very small. But take a look when I go to the scaling. So 1 is to 100 is basically the same scale as what we have in our plan. So these are already my set up for every scale. So when I double click here, I go inside the box. So you see I can uh, highlight or modify the content of my drawing. So which is basically the same content in my in the model space. So but take a look below. This setup is being set to 1 is to 100 and I already locked it. So meaning I cannot change that anymore. It's being locked. Okay, so that's how the dimension 1 is to 100 appears using, of course, the 1 is to 100 scale. So what about here? I highlighted the 1 is to 75, but take a look. The size of this dimension line is the same with this one. But the scale of this is 1 is to 100. So I mean 1 is to 75. So by double clicking this, you will see that the setup is 1 is to 75. Okay? So you see here it's being highlighted, but on top this is the one highlighting. See? Because in the actual drawing, this 1 is to 175 is beside the 100, but here we already set it up to 1 is to 75 scale, so it appears that they are the same size. The same thing with the rest here, different scale, but they are of the same sizes. Even the up to the very smallest number or dimension in the model space, which is this one, if you set that scale to the true scale, by the way, this is 1 is to 1, not 999, like that. Okay, so you set that to 1 is to 1. Okay, so they are also, or it is also the same as the size of your dimension of 1 is to 100. Okay, so why is it that I'm demonstrated this to you? Because in your structural drawing and even in your architectural drawing, you use other scale. So okay, I make an example. I will go back to the model space. Okay, I have drawing here. So this is maybe I can remove this. I'll put a guide first so that I can position my dimension the same with that. Okay, because I need to remove those dimension in order to demonstrate. Okay, we will remove this so that I can show you on how the dimension functions. Okay, I mean the dimensioning command and and the scale function by applying here. So here, how to select your dimension size or type. Above here, whatever you set up, look for these toolbars. So I need to set that, or I need to look for the 1 is to 100. Okay, and if you want that the layer of your dimension, when you put the dimensions automatically under the dimension, you can look for your layer. So I will choose this layer. I think I have not uh, entered my own layer uh, that I use my initial. So I'll just select this one. Okay, my current layer now is dimensions, and then my current scale is 1 is to 100. So what I will do, I will put dimension to this. Okay, like that. So there's an error because 600 is here. Okay, 600. So that is the size, which is actually little bigger than this my previous scale. But I have to adapt this one because this is my new setup. Okay, and then I need to put here. That is for my 1 is to 100 dimension scale. There is an error, 1 millimeter. So probably with this one, there is a slight. It's because of this. This is not supposed to be the line for dimension. This should be here. Okay. So and then for my vertical dimensions, I can click here. Okay, 7 meters, and then here, here, and then with this one, right? So that's how uh, the 1 is to 100 scale function. So again, using the same process, I have here a drawing that I decided to use 1 is to 40 scale. So I will remove this one to demonstrate. Horizontal, I put, I always use uh, lines as my guide for my dimension. I remove this. Okay, for the height, no need. I'll just click later. Okay, I'll remove this one. Remove, remove, remove. Oh, per, sorry. Apologize for that. I have no marker to put this dimension later. I'll put a temporary line first. Okay, I can remove this one now. Okay, so remove everything. I mean the dimension. Okay. Now, since I decided to have a scale of 1 is to 40, still the dimension is, I mean the layer is dimension. So here I have to look for the one I set up for 1 is to 40 scale. So I'll click that one. Then I'll put a dimension here. So dimension like that, and then here, and then here. Okay. Okay. So as you can see, the size of this dimension, okay, I will copy this and bring it here. If you put it beside, it's very obvious that they have a different size. So but when you set up your paper space later on, you will see that these two will be of the same size. Okay, so that's for 1 is to 40. We will see that on the paper space later. This one is 1 is to 25. So we'll set this up, put the dimension of 1 is to 25. So the same layer dimension, we'll look for 1 is to 25. So it is here, and then put the dimension like that. Okay, so the bigger the scale, the smaller the dimension, and the smaller the scale, the bigger the dimension will be. Okay, so same scale that I use. Okay, so the my setup now is a little bit bigger compared to my setup before with my personal projects. So these are the templates. So anyway, we will adapt this size now in our drawing. So forget about these sizes. We'll change like that. So just remember that we set up window 1 and window 2. We will see that later on in the paper space. Okay, so we have a dimension of 1 is to 25, 1 is to 40, and this one is 1 is to 100. Here we have 1 is to 20 for the footing. So I will remove this and replace it with the new setup. Okay. Okay, this one is 1 is to 20. I need to look for the 1 is to 20. So I'll go here. 1 is to 20 is this one. Then put a dimension. Okay, 900. So it is now varies. I mean the sizes of the font or the text, they are of the same size. Okay, so 900, and then like that. So these dimensions will depend on your drawing dimension also, of course. So it doesn't really mean that whatever I demonstrated here you will follow. Okay, so it varies in your drawing. If you have a column size of 30 by 30, then so be it. Make it 30 by 30 here, and then put your dimensions. Okay, so we have 1 is to 20, and look if we have other. So no more. So this one, I think I mentioned this already, that you can just copy this one and paste it in your drawing area, and then change the layer with your own layer. Alright, so we will check that we have how many scale. 1 is to 100, 1 is to 42, 1 is to 25, 3, and the last one, 1 is to 20. So we have 4 dimensions. This is how you're gonna set up in your drawing. So go to your layout. Okay, so we will create another because this one we set up the paper, not an empty paper. Okay, so it will be supposed to be like this. If you are in your model space, normally you want to set up your drawing inside this area. Okay, like this one. You want to put your foundation plan in this portion of your drawing paper. So basically it is inside your drawing paper. What about if you want to put this drawing here like that? I will show first how to differentiate or how to picture out if your setup is like that. Okay, like that. And then this one we haven't changed anyway, the scale is 20, so we will just put it here. Okay, so when you go to the, you already put everything in your drawing paper there. If you go here, okay, we will change this view because we created a new drawing paper, which is this one. So we will change. Okay, so that is the paper that we need to print supposedly. But look, this dimension is too big compared to the others. So why is that? Because our drawing area is set to 1 is to 100. So this is how you're gonna do. We will go back to the model space. Your drawings that our has different scale, don't put it inside your setup paper space. Just put it there somewhere away from this area. Okay, so this is how you're gonna do. Okay, like that. Now you want to put some detail on this area. All you need to do is just use the command multi-view or MV. Remember that. Okay, and then you can click anywhere. You can make a square or rectangle that you want to. Okay, so as I said earlier, every time you make a multi-view, everything inside your model space will be shown. So now, obviously, you can see those drawings that you need to include it here. So what you're going to do is double click to go inside, and then you can zoom in. Let's say we will put this beam in that drawing. So our setup is 1 is to 40. Now you can check here. Look for that scale 1 is to 40 like this. Sorry, I clicked the wrong. What it's supposed to be 1 is to 40. So 1 is to 40, that's how 1 is to 40 looks like. So after that, you can lock it up so that it will not change anymore. Now you go out and then you can adjust this to have a limited space only so that you can move easily, can move around. So I will try to move this one now and compare the dimensions. So see, our dimensions are nearly the same. So something, this is 40. Let me check. This dimension is 40, 40, and then this one is 100, and this one is 25, this one is 20. Okay, let me go back to this one. So dimension is 40, while this one is 100. Okay, they are supposed to be the same. So it looks like this is a little bit bigger. Let's say, yeah. So let me double check that one. But that is how you set up your draw. I mean the scaling. with your drawing. So we will see, I will move this one to this. So they are the same. The size of our title are the same. Only the dimensions are not equally the same. So anyway, we'll see. So now our beam set to 40 we've already created. Now we will add those or the other details again. We will use multi-view. That is only applicable if you use different scale. So we have 4 different scale. This one is to 40. Now we will check this one. We have 1 is to 25. So we will set that to 25. Where's the 25? Here. Okay. Then we will check the space so that it will not occupy much of our paper space. So like that. Okay, so the scale is 1 is 25, 1 is to 25. So now we can lock it up. Okay, so now we try to move this inside our drawing paper like that. So it looks bigger now. This is supposed to be the same. Okay, I think the scale of the title is only the one which is not the same, but our dimensions are already on the same size. You see, um, you see now this dimension and these dimensions are the same, of the same size. All right, so that means this is correct. So it looks bigger in our drawing here because our scale is big compared to this one which is 40. So this is about half of this one. Okay, talking about the proportion, 1 is to 25 is bigger of course than 1 is to 40. All right, so what else do I need to uh, demonstrate? We still have another scale. I think the 1 is to 20 which is not here. So 1 is to 20 is bigger than 25. So again, use the command multi-view and look for that 1 is to 20 scale, which is this detail. Okay. Now we will set this into 1 is to 20. Scale is here below. Look for that 1 is to 20 here. So it's 1 to 20. Then go out and then click again, lock, and then try to minimize the box. Whatever is your setup, you can do whatever you want. So it seems that it will not fit in here. We can move this one. So it will depend on your setup. So we will put this detail here. Okay, like that. So it seems that our drawing is more than or outside our drawing paper already. So you can go in to this one and then you can move this drawing to go inside your paper space. Okay, I can click this one and then move just like uh, the 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 thing you're doing inside your model space. Okay, so like that. So again, the size of our scale or dimensions are the same, even this one, except this one only, which the title of our drawing is bigger than this one. So in order to make this uniform with this one, this is how you do you can go back to the model space. Okay, this is our scale, right? 1 is to 100. So our problem is this size here because it appears bigger in our paper space. So by ratio, 1 is to 25 is 4 times. I mean 25, you multiply it by 4 will be 100. So meaning you can divide this into 4 times. So what you will do, click this one, use the command scale, and then click anywhere here you want, and then the ratio is 0.25, like that. So the size of this should be like this. So you can either change this totally, this one for example, by double clicking it. Sorry, that didn't go in. Where is that box? It's not showing here. Okay, it's on my other monitor. Alright, so it is here. So I need to change that to W1 details, and then sorry, should be in capital W1 details, and then this I already set up as my format. Scale 100, I need to change that to 25, and what else? That's all. The number 6, for example, you want to change that. So this one 6. Okay, then you can move this to make it a little bit shorter, and then we can change this one, then we will delete properties. I think it will not match, I mean will not work on this one. Like this one, click click click, it will not match. So all you need to do is you do manual setup. So you can copy this and just change the W 2 and 3. Okay, so we'll delete this one, make this 7, then this one W2. Okay, and then this one make this as number 8, and then this one W3. Okay, so like that. Now we will double check in our paper space. So now it looks the same. Okay, we'll see. Move. We will compare. Okay, so they are the same size now. Okay, it's like that. So just follow my instruction. This one you can move this, and your drawing is set up. So whatever your setup in your drawing paper with regards to the content, I leave it to you on how you arrange it here. But regarding the scale, I already set it up for you. All you need to do is just apply it. Okay, this will be available in Canvas. I will upload this, and all you need to do is use this one. Okay, whatever the scale is. So just remember that these are the selections, and then the scaling is here in your drawing paper or drawing space here when you are working here. So the last part of your I will make another video because this is already 40 minutes. I will make another video on how you make an output or you produce an output using plot. Okay, so this will end here regarding the scaling and dimensioning according to the setup of your scale. Okay, so check the new video or the other video for your plotting or how you print your drawing. Alright, so I will save this one, and then I will post this in canvas for your reference. So thank you.